allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Hallowell? Dr. Yarnell?
Here.
Mr. Okmatovitz?
Present.
Mr. Anderson? Mrs. Dolan? Here. Mr. Fumo?
Here.
Mr. Klein?
Hello.
Ms. Kilberry? Here. Mr. Nisantri?
Yes, ma'am.
At this point, do we have any recognition or comments from the audience on agenda? Okay, we'll move on into announcement. We did have an executive prior to this meeting dealing with personnel. So now at this point, we have administrative reports. Andrew, direct.
Thank you. To start off, I'll do some things different. First of all, I always start all of my faculty meetings or any type of meeting with 3 positives. Now, I'm looking at 3 positives that we're going to share from June till July. So my first positive that's going on in the school is our assistant director, Kathleen Plesnarski, has completed her doctorate program, and I'd like her to stand up so we give her a round of applause. Dr. Plesnarski, so, and now I run like this, you know, so everything's good. So that nameplate will be changed. Secondly, as you see sitting in the middle of the conference room here, we have a Harley that was donated by the Harley dealership, courtesy of Dylan Miller winning the 2nd place in the national competition. And it is donated to the school for further training. So that's another definitely positive. We're going to come back to Dylan in just a second. And then, of course, my last one is we have formed a partnership with Yamaha. So now we are working with our small engines. So we have Yamaha, we're dealing with Yamaha on the ground. We've dealt with Yamaha in the air, and now we're on water. So they're gonna come in. We're going to hopefully start an apprenticeship program, but right now, being a partner with Yamaha will give us the opportunity to start bringing in a little bit more equipment for our students to train on, which are all state-of-the-art. You know, we have a 2018 Harley Davidson there. You're not going to get anything nicer than that for our students to work on. So those are our 3 positives from June until today. Now I'd like to bring Tracy Crown up, or Bill up, please.
One of the Tracys. Come on up, Mr. Young.
And I'd like to recognize Dylan.
So, Mr. Sweeter, basically, you already know, the Harley was sitting here. Dylan is the reason that the Harley is sitting here. So we just wanted to recognize Dylan for his accomplishments this year, and just let you know how proud we are of what you did and the fact that you got this here for us. But also, because of his accomplishments, I'm going to defer to Mom for a second, but he has $17,000 going toward his first year of college.
17,500
From his winnings. He earned a lot of tools that came home.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we had a parent that had driven down to the competition, so his tools were able to get back very cheaply.
So it's been for free.
And what else did you win?
Just Carhartt gave me a $250 gift card. Lowe's gave me a gift card. A couple just
Odds and ends things.
smaller
He's
things.
He's wearing the shirt that was the I guess District 11 Pennsylvania shirt that they had to wear down there. So I thought that was nice that he wore that for us today. So I wanted to give Mr. Young an opportunity to tell you a little bit about the competition. He was there to join him, which was also awesome.
Yes, so I had the pleasure of being down in Louisville, Kentucky with 4 students from Upper Bucks County Tech. And of course, it was real special because Dylan was my own student. So we spent the whole week together, and Dylan's competition was probably the lengthiest one out of the 4 that we attended. It started really on Tuesday already and went into Wednesday and Thursday and even had something on Friday. It was very interesting to see Harley Davidson. They had 28 of their factory guys there running the competition, plus a few other volunteers from other organizations. But it was an impressive showing of support. And everything that they did, starting on Tuesday already, it was all about education. They sat everybody down, all the competitors and teachers, instructors who were there, and talked about what the competition was and what they were trying to do. And they gave Dylan a stack of books that covered the Harley Davidsons that were in the competition. And they said, now you get to keep these books, right? You got them at home. And you can do with them what you want. And then they also said, well, here's 10 worksheets for the 10 workstations in the competition that you're going to be doing on Wednesday and Thursday. Now, we're not telling you what to do, they said, but if you want to, you can take these manuals and make a few notes, because they're yours. And so it went on from there. Dylan was up till what time?
It was right past midnight.
Past
It was like
midnight.
1 o'clock.
Yeah, about 1 o'clock in the morning for Tuesday and Wednesday, studying in these manuals and making notes and highlighting and whatever he did. But it paid off, because it came very obvious that if you followed the manuals and paid attention to detail, you did very well in the competition. And with Dylan's skill and attentive to detail, he showed he could really shine. So we were both very surprised, jumping out of our skin, trying to figure out our way to get down to the stage. We got lost. It was crazy, but we'll never forget it, right? Never forget it, and we really didn't know the magnitude of the whole thing. But it's still sinking in, really. Now that the bike's here, it's just unbelievable. So I'm
What's
so
the
blessed.
value of that bike?
What's that?
Just over, I believe, because it has a whole bunch of accessories, it's right around $22,000.
Yeah. Harley Davidson gave away 6 bikes, first, second, third in high school competition, and first, second, third in post-secondary. So they gave away 6 motorcycles. Went through the whole competition. Thursday, they went through every station and invited all the competitors to come back and sit through it and learn. Friday morning, we all went to a breakfast that Harley Davidson sponsored. Again, all about education. It was really impressive, and I'm hoping that other manufacturers see what Harley Davidson is doing and get on board, because they're being very supportive to CTE, which is what we need. So, but anyway, it was a pleasure to be with Dylan, and I can't be more proud, for sure.
So did you have to troubleshoot like technical problems with the bike or what?
Most of it was just general like service procedures,
Okay.
from throttle cable adjustments to front wheels to aligning front ends. It was mostly service and routine maintenance.
Okay, all right.
But there was also like little wiring things they had on paper. It wasn't hands-on, like a circuit drawn out, and they did, if this stops working, what will everything else do? So
Okay.
kind of.
Are these still push-rod motors, do you know? Okay.
Is there anything else you wanted to share about your experience that was exciting or that you didn't expect?
Everybody says how big it is, and you just kind of like, yeah, you shrug at it. And once you get down there and you're actually sitting in the stadium, and it's like just, I think you said 18,000 people were there, just the sea of red coats, it's kind of breathtaking. It's weird, it's scary almost. It's like, it's very intimidating.
But exciting.
Yes.
So he is headed to Ohio Technical College in Cleveland, and Mr. Anderson, to go with your kind of question, it is called motor service technology, so that's why they are focusing mostly on the service end. So in light of not getting a Harley Davidson, we did get you something from our school that it is a little that you will remember forever. the trophy we're giving him. He received a medal, and Bill has a medal for our school to go into our case, a display case. And on top of that, we're starting a plaque that will list all of our national winners, because we're hoping that this is a trend that will continue. That was not completed today, but I will have that next week. So you are the first name on our plaque, Dylan.
Can we get Dylan to sit on the bike?
We're gonna get a picture, and I think Joe Furry would like to stage a couple, if that's all right, Mr.
Sure.
Sweden. He would like to get one with Dylan, maybe and his family. He's got his mom, his dad, stepmom, stepdad,
Absolutely, you
and
guys.
girlfriend.
Take your time.
Yeah.
And, do your thing.
You could even.
Yeah, I brought him.
Where are the medals on?
Here, you want me to hold it?
Let's get them all, let's get them all.
Okay.
Dylan, when they start taking
handbars.
pictures, that's when you know you're a
There's a red light
celebrity.
blinking.
So you can't say, no, 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 you are.
It's disarmed.
You know what, you should sign this.
That's kind of cool.
$28,000
Why not?
likes, now we're at 22,000.
Look at the silver And then I'm gonna
Put the lights
get,
on.
okay, you guys get your pictures, and I'd like to get you around him.
So Dylan, do you ride motorcycles?
He will be. Keep him off.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
All right, one here. All right, good.
Do you guys wanna get up around him?
Dylan, I came right out of the crate yesterday, and they delivered it this morning.
Oh, did you wanna put the lights on? Where's, Mr. Sweden?
Okay.
You folks are gonna go on the other side of the bike.
You're still sitting on it, Dylan.
Start flashing folks up here.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And give it, it's all disarmed. No
Yeah,
problem.
Oh, even if you pick it up, it won't start clicking?
No, I won't. The battery's not strong enough.
And we can bring you up here.
The horn works though.
Up there. All
Yeah,
right.
it's all flashy. Yeah, I know.
All right, that's great. Just hold that right there. Good. Well, Mr. Young, you guys are done? You get one with Mr. Young and Dylan. And this one, Dylan, you're gonna hold your trophy.
Kicking you out, family.
You have the other one that you got?
My metal clips float around somewhere.
Yeah, you should know that. Easy to remember.
Need it for a photo op. Yeah, I don't get to see it.
This is the one that should go in your classroom.
Good. Come up just a little bit. There you go. Perfect.
Now look this way.
Oh.
Tough guy.
Step left to right.
Thanks.
So Dylan does not go to college until October, I believe. So as soon as Mr. Young gets this gassed up and whatnot, he's invited Dylan to be the first person to be able to drive it. So he'll at least get to ride it.
Hold true to my promise.
Yes. Is that good? Okay. All right, thank you.
Congratulations, Dylan.
Thank you.
Unless you want to stay. You're free to go unless you want to stay.
Kill remote or something.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye, guys.
All right, kiddo, we'll see you in a little bit.
Congratulations, parents.
Thank you, thanks for coming out. Thank you.
Very proud of them.
Oh, yeah, that's it's amazing. I mean, just think about, at a national level, you know, placing second at a national level, it's pretty amazing.
In anything.
Yeah, anything.
Bill, I guess, somebody sent me a link. Skills USA did a 5-minute video, which it's really well done, and they actually happen to have a snippet of him working in the competition. So I'll pass that on to Tracy, and it gives you a really good idea of what Skills, the whole national convention looks like. So we'll pass that on to you after tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good, so to continue, Dylan, it's just fabulous, it's a great feeling. Another thing is, we just received a $2,095 donation from Chick-fil-A of Quakertown. That money is to be used for our students, so I plan on having some type of activity every month throughout the school year. And we're gonna take some of those, we're gonna take all of that, because we have to require it, all of those Chick-fil-A coupons and pass them out to our students. So that was a great thing. We are continuing our instructional rounds and launching Canvas this year. So that's gonna be launched in, so we're gonna be up to date and on even keels with our sending districts. So that'll be awesome. Our 339 evaluation is coming up at the end of October. So that's another big chunk that we'll all be working on very hard. Students, or not students, but our instructors and all of the administrators from now until the end of October. So they come in for 3 days and evaluate everything about the school, top to bottom, outside, inside, they just look at everything. So, I went through it 2 years ago. It's very nerve-wracking, but, I think we're in a pretty good situation right now. So back to, I'm going to talk about my vision for the school. We're gonna really do a little bit more student-centered. We want to make sure when our students come in here, they feel at home, they feel that they're, that this is a place that they want to be all the time. So we're going to have a theme, and our theme this year for the school year, our team came up with this theme, to be the best person you can be the best student you can be, and be the best community citizen you can be. And we're gonna have those posters, hanging throughout the school. We're gonna have it in the classrooms. We also are gonna incorporate a word of the month. So the word for September is respect. So every day they're gonna see the word respect in the classrooms, in the hallways. They're gonna talk about it in the hallways. They're gonna, talk about it inside the classroom, in the cafeteria. And every month, the teachers will be able to recommend 2 or 3 of their students that show the most respect, or show the most, to be polite, whatever the word may be. And we're gonna put them in a bin, and then we're gonna do a public drawing with the students in the cafeteria and pick out, I don't know the number yet, maybe 5 or so, and offer them prizes, for doing a very good job for the whole month of September. So we want to do that every month throughout the school year. I practiced this at my old school, and it was very successful. The kids are really enthused. Some of the things that we did that I'm thinking about is maybe having a taco bar where the kids come in and make their own taco, or a burger bar, or an ice cream bar, or pretzels. Something that they want to come in and they're going to really enjoy and be in our building. So that's and then the other thing now is I reached out to Pepsi, and I put it on the agenda, but they have a program that's called Full Service Program that they work with all the schools. And what this Full Service Program is, it doesn't cost us a dime. It doesn't cost us a dime. So what it is they're going to bring in machines into the cafeteria. We're going to set up a machine in the cafeteria. It's a brand new machine. It has a glass front on it. And they're going to have products in there that is approved by the federal government that our students can buy from the machine. So all of funding that comes out of that machine will go into the cafeteria. Because the cafeteria is a little bit in the red. It's been in the red for a couple of years. So that's going to help us a little bit with the funds there. I'm also going to have machines in my faculty lounges. I have a faculty lounge at this end of the building and a faculty lounge at the other end of the building. So we're going to have those machines in that are loaded with the good stuff, or the stuff that we like to drink, but as well as cappuccinos, the cold the iced cappuccinos. I can't drink those. I'd rather drink hot coffee, but there's a lot of faculty and staff and administrators that love that. So we're going to have those in the faculty room. Only faculty will be allowed to have those, and our evening students, so we'll be able to create revenue with those. So what we plan on doing with that revenue is use it for our burger bar, our taco bar, so on and so forth. So that's all revenue, it's all going back, right back in for our students. I did that in my last school, and the first 3 months that I had a machine in the cafeteria, we made $523 in 3 months, selling a $1.75 product. You know, so we get 35% commission of every product that we sell. So we're not going to compete with the cafeteria. We're working together. So they're going to take some items off of what she sells in there, and we're going to put in a machine. For some reason, the kids like to walk up to that machine, put the money in, and watch the arm go, get the thing, pull it down, and drop it in. And I tell you, it's a good moneymaker. So I'm hoping that it catches on here.
Is that the Pepsi program that you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's 35% commission, and so they come and stock the machine. And
Yes,
just get it done.
we don't have to worry about anything. If it breaks down, we'll make a phone call, they'll come in, they'll repair it, no charge for us at all. I didn't want to sign a contract, so there's no contract, so if, we're fed up with them in 3 months, I can tell them, pull your machines, I'm going to call, or whatever, but it's a great program. We don't have to worry about anything. It doesn't cost us anything, we're just going to be making money. So it's basically a fundraiser, a constant fundraiser throughout the whole school. Another good thing is, the last thing that I have would be the Yamaha partnership, and Mr. Herrera will talk about that a little bit.
Thank you, Mr. Sweeter. It's a great time to be in career and technical education. Congratulations once again to Mr. Young and Dylan for their accomplishments at Nationals. I can't believe it was a little over 4 years ago when we were charged to start the small engines program, right when we started the $24 million renovation. So ordering the supplies, the equipment, having to get temporary storage, cabinets, so it's really, really exciting. Dylan was in the inaugural class, and one of the best decisions we made was hiring Mr. Young. As Mr. Sweeter said, our focus was threefold: to prepare students for career pathways on land, hence the second place finish at Nationals. Mr. Young has lofty goals. We're going to go for first place in the upcoming years, setting that standard in the air. So recently we've partnered with Van Zandt Airport community members, and this was a community approach. Mr. Linden approached us saying that we have a gem in our backyard, Van Zandt Airport. We had engines donated. I'd like to thank Mr. Linden publicly for that. We had a visitor today coming in looking to continue to enhance that career pathway in the air. Mr. Young will attend Pittsburgh Institute for Aeronautics, and that company was started by
The Wright brothers.
the Wright brothers. So again, it's those connections. And finally, by sea. So we recently partnered with Yamaha to address the marine industry shortage of qualified technicians. So this partnership will provide us with resources such as training materials, service manuals, products, guidance, and most importantly, donated equipment. So, Mr. Sweeter, we may have to find a bigger space for him out there. And we will provide job-ready, qualified technical students who will move very quickly up the career ladder. So, Mr. Young, if you wanted to talk about...
I've been teaching now 14 years, and Marine has always been an area that's hard to generate interest. For whatever reason, I don't know, we don't live close enough to the ocean or what, but there's Peters Marine, there's Debakowitz, there's Highway Marine. We have dealerships, so there's jobs out there, but it was always a challenge. So through being at Nationals this year down in Louisville, I connected with the representatives from Yamaha. Yamaha sponsored the Marine contest at Nationals. They had probably $1 million worth of Yamaha outboard engines there, just like Harley. They're really stepping up. So I made a contact with them and immediately signed up, and between the administration and myself, we signed an agreement with them. The best part of it is it's new. It's outboard engines are probably the most advanced small engine out of the three categories: power equipment, power sports, and marine. Marine is way ahead. If you think about it, it has a history, a long, long history. So, but I've never been able to get my hands on new marine equipment. I have probably 3 outboards that are from 1969 and 72 and 81 maybe. But so I'm really excited, and I'm hoping that it opens up a whole nother set of opportunities for my students to learn and go that direction. Like Dr. Herrera said, we've been able to generate interest and plant some seeds in my students going towards aviation, which we don't teach aviation, but yet it's a viable path that my students could follow. So really excited to see what happens with this, and we'll keep working. So
Thank you. We may get a Vespa, you may see a Vespa on the donated list next month.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions, or? Okay, we'll move on to the committee reports. The auditors are coming in.
They were here today a little bit, they'll be back in September.
Okay. And everything's nothing from Jeff? Okay. And programs are all right? Okay, moving on. We'll move into the consent calendar then. We'll need a motion to approve this consent calendar. Yes.
So moved.
That includes the 2 minutes, the June and July financial reports, the August bill payable, and personnel reports.
I'll so move again.
Okay,
Second.
any questions or comments on that? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That passed. Next, we have Carl Perkins grant. The motion is in order to approve the operation of the 2018-19 Carl D. Perkins grant of $122,767.
So moved. Second.
Any?
Can you just do us the luxury of telling us a little bit about what that grant is for?
Sure. So we increased the funding from last year to this year of $7,000. And it's going to go towards instructional facilitators and math instructional facilitators, so salaries, and then benefits of facilitators, professional development conference registrations, integrated learning conference, which we've attended we're going to be attending in November, and the cooperative education conference, which is also in November. Then we have equipment. We purchased the electrodialgraph for health careers. We purchased a residential heat pump trainer and a refrigerant trainer for the plumbing technology program. And we purchased a 3-in-1 welder for our auto collision technology program. So those are all of the materials that we purchased with the grant funding.
Can we get a pair of blue suede shoes?
Sure.
Those of a certain age will know the reference.
Any questions? Anything else? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Move on to cafeteria pricing. Motion is in order to approve the proposed cafeteria prices effective at the beginning of the 2018-2019 school year.
So moved.
Second.
didn't change too much from what I saw.
Three things.
Three things, yeah. Well, we raised our lunch price last year, so.
Okay.
There's also only so much wiggle room with the federal government.
Absolutely. Absolutely,
So,
yeah.
okay.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next, we have a motion for the school physician. A motion is in order to approve Dr. Kevin Reinhold, Tri-Valley Farmers Primary Care in Quakertown, to be the UVCTS school physician at the rate of $350 for the 2018-19 school year.
As treasurer, I want to say that's a steal.
Is that-
And that's in writing, right?
Is he the existing physician now?
I
Yes.
think it's a-
Yes.
Is that a weekly stipend or?
No,
That one over here.
I'll make the I'll make the motion.
it's,
A second?
Second.
Okay. Yes.
Now for
That's
discussion.
the
I don't know.
annual cost. Right?
he's just there if the nurse has a question or we run into a problem. And he also signs off on the plan for the year, the health plan. Kathleen, what is that called?
Standing order.
Thank you.
Okay, so he is like the go-to for our
Yes.
staff nurse?
If there's a problem.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Is that still a steal, sir? Less of one?
No, consultants usually cost more than that. I thought he was gonna be sitting there 40 hours a week, and like, must be retired.
School, okay, evidence and stuff.
They just
I don't know what
approved,
their standing orders are.
Okay,
It could be one of their standing orders, is to keep EpiPens on.
Yes.
You're all-
It is there, so they have it.
You're
There's your
right.
answer.
Yeah.
they just approved the generic EpiPen today.
Yeah, she's actually, she was just telling me at the end of the year, they got some kind of a grant in the state and are giving away more free. We'll have more in stock than I think we only had one.
Ooh,
Yeah, and they're giving us more for free.
great.
And they have a shelf life.
Yes, they do.
Any other questions on the doc? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. 2018-29 student handbook. The motion is in order to approve 2018-19 student handbook.
So moved.
Second. All the yellow to change.
Yes.
Most of the changes are probably government rules change or whatever. Anybody else? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have cosmetology, dental clinic, and animal technology fee schedules. The motion is in order to approve the proposed cosmetology, dental care, dental clinic, animal tech fee schedules for the 2018-2019 school year. Is there a motion?
So.
Second.
Any questions?
I have a question. Do we have an idea of how many people use this? Obviously, the fees are quite low.
My husband got his haircut here. It was $3.
Last one.
It was $3, yeah. She just was the same. But she did a good job, a really good job. He was happy.
I don't know what going rate is these
Are you
days.
asking about the cosmetology clinic or the dental clinic?
All three, actually.
So I would say the cosmetology clinic, we're usually booked up at least like 3 weeks in advance. So they're open on Thursdays and Fridays. They're big and it's a lot of repeat customers. We know them, we come all the time. In fact, this time of year they're calling because they need their hair curled. And they've been waiting for a couple weeks. The dental clinic served about 40 patrons this year. Which is good. We have one doctor. And hopefully in September you'll be approving another doctor who will be volunteering in our dental clinic.
And how about the animal tech? Is that something that's heavily used?
We have about 14 dogs that participate in the doggy daycare, and we use a lot, those same dogs for a lot of the grooming services, et cetera, so it does get used.
What do they pay? Just curious.
$2 a day.
And it's like 14 for a bath.
Yeah.
You can get your nails done. How many dogs nails?
Dog's nails done?
That's a
If you really
thing.
want a flea dip, they'll do that for you. And your dog too, if you want.
But I mean, there's only daycare program is pretty booked.
Mhm.
Yeah. Chris got a good haircut for $3. I hope it went up a little bit. I think he paid her $5.
Okay? Are we ready? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Memorandum of understanding with BCTEPAP. Motion is in order to approve the memorandum of understanding between the Upper Bucks Tech School and the Bureau of Career and Technical Education for participation in the program. So moved.
Second.
Could you use a little explanation as to what it is?
Sure, I mean, it's a, what'll happen is we'll have our CDS, or CTDSLs, as they call, the Career Distinguished Leaders, will come into our building, and they are going to guide us on our career and technical distinguished, our NOCI pre-test and study guides. We also have access to NOCI pre-tests, so they're gonna come in and they're gonna help us improve our NOCI tests. They're also gonna come in, we're working on a regional career pathways partnership with 2 other Bucks County schools. We're trying to do it countywide, so we're all on the same page, from Upper Bucks down to Lower Bucks. So we're gonna be working on those 3 initiatives throughout the year. It's a real nice program. They come in, they look at our programs, they look at what we're doing, and they make recommendations. And they're professionals most of them are retired directors in vocational education that will come in and make sure that we're going to look at our best practices and we get recognition for that.
Is there a cost associated with that for us?
No.
Can you tell me why the baseline year is 1450, 4 years ago? For their assessment.
The score is,
I believe the scores that they're looking at to approve, right, are based on 1450 as the baseline year. Is that correct?
you mean, okay, for the scores, that's how
Yeah.
far behind they are. Like the year 14, 15, 15, 16,
No, I know,
17,
it
yes.
just seems kind of insane to be
Right.
that far back, right? I mean,
Right.
we get the scores every year, I would assume every other technical school does as well. So why wouldn't the state have it, or whoever
And-
this is?
So we do everything based on our Perkins indicators, and one of our Perkins indicators is placement. And they don't even survey our kids until a year after they graduate. So we're always working with 2-year-old data. And that's where they have the baseline. So even if, like, we give you annually the, 17, 18 Perkins indicators, like if you read the fine print, they're 2 years old. So we do a lot of work with our own data, because we need more timely feedback than that.
Anybody else? Very good. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Passed. School Safety and Security Coordinator. Motion is in order to approve Dr. Michael Ferreira as a School Safety and Security Coordinator for the Upper Bucks County Tech School.
So moved.
Second.
Like we asked the other night, do you want this?
Yes, we take school safety and security very seriously here.
Act 44 that was just passed this past June, June, after, or maybe even before, right after Parkland shootings down in Florida, the state assembly or state legislature approved that every district's supposed to have it. They recommend the superintendent, in Quakertown, it's the assistant superintendent. And so I think it's good that we delegate it down one notch.
We gave it to our superintendent.
Yeah. You did?
Yeah.
Didn't ask either.
Something happened, you know, superintendent's gonna be really busy, so, you know, it's good that there's a separation.
Well, it's, in our district, over the last 4 years, Ms. Edwards has been our safety coordinator, so it's basically just giving her a title, this, the state is labeled.
What are some of the like roles and duties of a security coordinator?
We organize drill, we've been doing active shooters, we've been amping them up. In our school, we have to deal with all types of situations like school shootings, evacuations with the gas. It's very important in a career tech school. We also have to worry about occupational safety. So 3 years ago, we created a partnership with OSHA, which is a best practice. So we not only have to deal with that school shootings, and we've been doing that, and we're at the cutting edge, I believe, but we also focus on occupational safety. We review every accident, near miss, et cetera, so we're on top of our game, and as I said, we take that very, very serious in the technical school.
Can I just add that there's a job description in your board packet, and then a lot of this stuff is stuff that Dr. Herrera already does within the scope of his responsibilities.
As far as the OSHA, so you're saying our students, when they're performing their duties, they're staying compliant with current OSHA laws?
Yes, in Pennsylvania, in a career tech school, their safety regulations is to ensure that it meets business and industry standards. So that means we have 150 OAC occupational members coming in and reviewing our programs, but that usually happens at night. It's a small section of the meeting, and with the consultation agreement, we ran a safety tour with OSHA coming through our building while machines and students are in session. So it's nice, and it also provides feedback to make sure that we're on the cutting edge. And that information then goes back to the business members too, to make sure that we have experts, safety, health professionals, and so it works both ways. We're beginning to see evidence of that occurring, that we're known as the, not only providing our students with safety and security, but as the go-to place for that information.
Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Next item, Bellhaven Skilled Nursing and Rehab Center Agreement. The motion is in order to approve the attached clinical site contract between Bellhaven Skilled Nursing and Rehab Center and the UBCTS Health Care Career Program. Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
This is a re-up.
Yeah.
Any questions?
What is it? Like co-op program, basically?
Our healthcare program relies on a lot of clinical experiences for the nurse aid program and for just enrichment of our programs. We have about 4 places that we partner with, including Grandview, Telford Lutheran, Doylestown Hospital, and Bellhaven. It gives our kids real world experience.
So the students go out, it's kind of like short internship or like?
Yeah, we have a full-time clinical assistant employed in our healthcare careers program, so that assistant will take 6 students out in our school van to actually provide care under supervision.
Okay. Anybody else? Do we need to walk around or anything?
Yeah.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion passed. Next, we have the Pepsi Smart Program. We need a motion to approve the operation of the Pepsi Smart vending machines with an agreed-upon commission to the UBCK, PS, and at no cost to the UBC.
So moved.
Any questions on it? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. That takes care of the actionable items, do we have any further comments or recognition from the audience? Yes, sir.
Robert Linden, Pennridge. At the June meeting, as I recall, there wasn't any minutes out here. I asked a question about the sale of some vending machines. I guess they were going to be replaced by these Pepsi machines. Was that put on public surplus? Because I couldn't find it when I went and looked. I was told, I think, in the June meeting that you were going to sell those machines.
The old ice cream machine, right?
I was told you were going to sell those machines on public surplus. Was that done?
Yes, they were placed on public surplus 2 weeks ago. In fact, it was those, it was a mixer and a obsolete printer. And the sale closed on those yesterday, and all three sold.
Yeah, okay, because I had looked earlier and I didn't.
Well, it was there because
Yeah.
it sold.
They didn't list it till 2 weeks ago, right?
Pardon?
Did you look prior to 2 weeks ago?
I looked prior, yeah, I looked right after the meetings,
Well, no, it was put up 2 weeks ago.
yeah. Well, that answers my question, I guess. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, seeing no more of that. Public comment, do we have announcements? Next JOC board meeting is scheduled for September 20th. Current information night will be September 11th. Any other announcements? Okay, do we have any comments by the JOC members?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Hill, can you tell us what the enrollment projection looks like?
Right now, it is at 725. But I know it's gonna drastically change. The Quakertown guidance counselors come in next week, I think, and Pennridge come in next week, full-time. So there's a lot of bouncing going back and forth already.
That change, you think it's going to go up?
It's, like today I had three people call me to get tours to come in, and I had 2 people move out. So it seems like it's always like that. So we were 1 ahead today.
Do we want to go around the table or just,
I have a question.
okay?
He got that in second place. Who was the first place winner and what did he get?
You go to Harley.
You got a Harley too?
Well, the schools receive a Harley. They gave 6 Harleys out that day. 3 for secondary and 3 for post-secondary.
He got a bigger scholarship.
But he got a bigger scholarship, the first place guy. But, and they only missed by like a few points.
A few points.
It was
That
a pretty
says it all.
tight race between 1 and 2.
30 grand? Is that for 30 grand? No.
Anybody else?
So what are we gonna do with it? Anybody have any ideas? I
The
mean,
one
that's
with
gonna be work on it,
30 grand.
right?
Yeah, we were talking to Mr. Young, and I said, I wouldn't want to take that thing apart. So he said he's gonna have it, he goes, I want to put it up on a pedestal, or no, you said that, put it up on a pedestal and like let it be rotated, but Bill said they'll probably just use it as, like, how they can see on the surface, using the books that were given. He doesn't foresee them having to take it apart.
I mean, it's a wonderful machine, and it's a shame to let it collect dust.
Well, you're allowed him a chance to ride it, huh?
Well, yeah, sure. But no, most importantly, I mean, it can be used as a way to generate revenue, maybe with a year-long raffle with tickets or something to that effect.
Not allowed to
or,
do that.
No, we're not allowed to do that.
No, that's part of the
That's
stipulation.
yeah, I signed my life away just to have that here. It can, has to stay here in the school, used for teaching, purposes. Yeah, we can't give it away. Can't do any of that kind of stuff. So, but they can do diagnostics on there, his electronic starters and stuff, so he has the tools to do that. So he'll use it for that, and then he'll use it for visuals. But he's not gonna take that one apart. We have another one down there, but it's about 20 years old, so they use that one.
So is it like registered to the school?
Yes.
It It'll be on display. Bill and I were talking about where to put it, so all the kids can see it for the first few weeks, and then we have parent night, so the parents will see it, and then we'll bring it back out for open house, so it's kind of a drawing, a tool, a showpiece.
Does this, like cars, you can diagnose it with a computer?
Yes,
When you plug the computer in?
yes. That little black cover behind the, right below the seat. And then on the other side is another one. So you take those off and you plug it in, and it'll give you.
You ever hear of a book called Zen in the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance? But the guy had a Harley, and at that time, this was in the '60s, the Harleys would only go 100 miles, so they broke down. And he was talking about how he had to repair it every 100 miles. Now this thing is like a super machine.
Yep, they don't break down as
They don't break down.
I think what you should do is get a scarf and starch it so that it looks like it's going through the wind. And you can set up and have people's pictures taken.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. That's a good open house idea.
There you go. I like that.
Make a big sign for it.
I'm not gonna do the starch, I'm just talking the picture.
That's all there is photo.
Sit on it and get your
For
picture
those of us that
taken.
are a little light up top, get a wig and the same thing. Hell, I would buy one.
Get that mullet from them.
That's right.
Any other?
Next to that.
Hearing none, I'll.
That's a doctor, somebody, I don't know who he is, he's new.
Oh,
They didn't introduce him. We'll ask.
Move in second, Mr. Chairman, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Richard, thank you very much.
Yes. See you tomorrow.